Shadowsbane's Colossi, and so Shadowsbane wants to go pressure because, you know, as soon as your tech unit gets scouted, you don't want to give them a chance to build units that counter it. So I'm all over going with him. Oh, apparently there was a Hellion Harass here that I just missed. Little drop. He has killed a crap load of probes. I bring all my units back to protect. Really probably should have just brought my Stalkers. Too bad I don't have Blink. I don't even have Templars or anything yet to feed back this thing. So he's going to be flying away with his medevac. And I got to send my entire force all the way back to the middle, which really actually put us in a bit of a bad position. I should have sent back a handful of Stalkers instead of my entire army, which maybe I'll remember for next time, probably not. But if we take a look now at the units tab, I am all the way down to 34 probes. I am still not losing in probes. Line of vision only has 30 SCVs, and he has not been producing any. Shadowsbane calling me to come up and help. And, I mean, I do still have quite the sizable force as far as army size goes. Not quite as big as Shadowsbane, but, you know, we make a pretty good force right there. I've finally summoned in some temps. I have the Kadaran Amulet researched, and usually I don't even bother warping in temps until that is researched. Because then they come in with 75 energy and they can storm right away. So that's my strategy. So here we go. We have a giant force coming in right from the start, and keep in mind I can summon in zealots right there, which is what I do. Now our force is getting stormed to shit. We are in a bad position here. Shadowsbane is running all his zealots up to the side. You know, I don't think it even would have made much of a difference if he didn't, but what I have done is I've warped in a whole bunch of zealots and attacked from the back end, killing all these probes. We have been completely decimated. Here go the final Colossi. Shadowsbane not happy with it, but myself, I used this as a perfect opportunity to go in and take out the mineral line. I even storm a bunch of these SCVs, take them out with my zealots with charge. Look at that, not a single SCV left on Fibery Goodness's SCV line. Now these guys are kind of stranded in no man's land, but if we take a look at the units tab now, check out the probe count for them. They've got 20 and 21, and we are now way ahead in economy. Which is going to play actually a big role in the later part of this game. Like they've already got to start from scratch on their expansions. Their main mineral lines are almost mined out, and me and Shadowsbane are looking pretty decent. So this thing has paid for itself 1,000 times over. Although, I mean, that did cost me about 10 Zealots and a Templar, which is a fairly high mineral cost to pay, but for them to build back the 40 or so SCVs is going to take a long time, so I'm taking an opportunity here to expand, even though they're pushing forward and warping in a bunch of Zealots, a bunch of Temps. Here comes the push. We have a fully loaded medevac. He's going to want to drop those Hellions somewhere. Now my Temps are in a good position. I can storm the enemy, and that just cuts through all those Marines and Marauders. Even storm these Templar and Stalkers here. The Stalkers are all lined up perfectly for Shadowsbane's Colossi to take out, and we are going to be okay. I even warp in an Archon here with the guy that's got no mana left. And just to clean up, I can warp in 8 more Zealots, and we are in a pretty good position after that. So we basically traded armies. Shadowsbane was able to get up a lot of Colossi. I guess he was chrono boosting them out. Let's take a look. He's only got 2 Robos. If I were him... Well, no, he's doing pretty good because he's got 5 gates, 2 Robos. He's got a good amount of Colossi, and he's saying, "Let's go to the Expo and try to hold it." And we've got plenty of units to do that. They have to retreat and give us the Expo here. My Nexus is just warping in. Shadowsbane has a good sized army. I don't have quite as good of an army as him. He's actually the strongest player at this point. His economy is the best. He has 55 harvesters to my 39. I have not been producing harvesters very much. Looks to me like Fibery Goodness has been producing his harvesters again, but Line of Vision has not. He hasn't made any harvesters. He's getting mined out of his mains still, but he didn't do anything with those. I guess he was paying attention to microing his units or something. But he's not doing so good in the economy. I'm getting this up and running. Look at that. I queue up 5 probes just so I don't have to think about it again. Not something that you generally want to do because you should be trying to produce units evenly. And that something that I've been doing is, I guess, to compensate for my lack of multitasking ability. Sometimes I have to queue things up in Chrono Boost and then just leave it to go so I can pay attention to other things. Hopefully I'm going to get some kind of a pylon up here so I don't have to keep warping units in from far away. Look at all these temps. Okay, so I got a whole bunch of Templar coming up. I'm gonna end up with about 9 or 10 Templar here, and they have discovered and destroyed my pylon. I don't know when that happened, but but I guess that's not going to be very useful again. Now, yeah, I'm still queuing up a whole bunch of these, and Fibery Goodness just flies a Phoenix and Medevac right over my probe line, and I have no idea, but I'm completely distracted by this ball of units that's coming right towards us, and this is going to be a major battle. So we've got Siege Tanks coming up the front, not sieged, a whole bunch of air units. We're getting stormed at the back, but here come all my temps running up to the front. No apparent reason for that. I'm feedbacking all these air units, completely destroying those. We have a good sized force. I get reinforcements of zealots, and in come the Templar and the zealots. These guys are storming. Fibery Goodness is great with those storms, but we've got the Colossi, we've got the temps, we've got some zealot support, and if we take out these pylons and these bases here, this one's still not mining very much. This game is looking pretty over, and Fibery Goodness does the GG. Storm all of his probes just for good measure to teach him a lesson, and that will be that. The game ends, and myself and Shadowsbane are victorious. So just a couple tricks that you could learn is that pylon in the back can really be good. You gotta be warping in units while you're in combat, otherwise they're just gonna notice and go take out your pylon. But yeah, I missed a Hellion drop here. Oh, I showed you the Hellion drop, but had to warp in some units and cannons and things like that to deal with those. So that is that. Thank you for listening, everybody. Good night.